Okay.
Welcome back, Humpers.
Welcome back, Hump Days.
Woohoo.
Today, our topic is we're going to solve the dilemma of why people aren't watching women's sports.
We're experts on the matter, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm the expert on the matter of why I watch men's sports.
I actually feel like you know way more about women's sports than I do.
Yeah, I know why I don't watch it.
Why is that? Tell us.
Well, I think what the whole appeal about men's sports is if women want to be treated like men, they need to start acting like men in men's sports, which means they need to be more talented and more hot.
You think that the hottest, hottest males,
because the biggest athletes in professional sports are all hot and very talented.
Especially, the most commercially renowned ones, right?
Yeah.
Like David Beckham, he's had endless spin-offs opportunities.
He's talented, yeah.
Interesting.
Patrick Mahomes. We've had Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, even in soccer, you have Ronaldo doing tricks with the ball with his shirt off. They're all hot.
Tristan Thompson, hot.
Is he hot?
I think so.
I don't think he's that talented. That's why he didn't get that hot of a Kardashian. That's why he's stuck with Khloe.
Oh, poor Khloe. We go hard on Khloe in this podcast. She never gets a break. But yeah, absolutely. He is. Yeah, of course. I think that's probably more why people know him than his skill, for sure. He's one of those cases. But I think when you have both, that's when it really clicks.
Yeah, that's when
You're
it's the
right.
chef kiss. And they're the top athletes that make the most money. Because a lot of male athletes don't make that much money. Their careers last 5 years, and eventually they're just in the poorhouse.
He makes so much money.
No, it's true. A lot of the average span.
They spend too much of it.
Yeah, they spend too much of it, but they only make a lot of money for a short period of time. And they
just
spend
like the OnlyFans pipeline, right?
Pipeline.
Same thing. A lot of money really quickly, and then you age out.
Yeah, that's true.
It's similar to, that pipeline's very similar to athletes.
Well, it's because a lot of female athletes are complaining they're not getting paid the same amount as men. Mm-hmm. But it's people aren't watching you. The men get paid a lot because of revenue. People are watching, and the owners can pay them that amount of money.
And ticket sales, jersey sale bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if you look at the top male athletes, if you look at them, your Tom Brady's, he's made more money off of endorsements for being hot and talented than he did ever playing football.
Yeah.
He's made very little money playing football compared to what he's made through endorsements. Same with Tiger Woods. He's made $1 billion off of endorsements, not playing golf.
Yeah.
But he was talented and hot.
Well, to give up a defense of women's sports, I think of Serena Williams as an example of that. She's probably made more money after her career than during it, just now with Nike campaigns, and now that she's pregnant, working out, all of that.
Endorsements.
I don't know, right?
But she came from the golden age of female sports where they were both talented and hot. Her biggest rival.
You mean we need to go back to that?
Yeah, that was
lost that.
They need to go back to that time period of female sports where they're both talented and hot. Because her prime was against when she was facing Maria Sharapova. And Maria Sharapova was a 6 foot tall, hot blonde, an expat. She was born in America, but chose to play for Russia. So she was ranked number 2. Serena's ranked number 1. You have this hot blonde against this very talented, semi-hot American girl. And they're going toe to toe. And Serena just crushed her. Well, some people find her hot.
She's definitely fashionable.
She's fashionable.
And I think a lot of women are she appeals to a lot of women.
I like muscular women. I think Michael Obama's hot. Michelle Obama. But that was the point where everyone would watch who's going to win this match. And it's seen as a different type of sport as opposed to her saying, I'm just as good as the men. We're better than the men. Mm-hmm. Because it's no one likes a whiny person that's lying.
Yeah. But I don't think do you think a lot of female female athletes are whining now?
I think the ones that are the most vocal is your Megan Rapinoe.
The girl she's made a lot of money in endorsements, Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, but Victoria's Secret lost a lot of money.
It's true. They're going back. They're winding things back.
They're we made a huge mistake.
That's true. It didn't work out.
Well, because she's not even talented. She's not even that good.
That's
she just complained about how We aren't getting paid the same amount as men. Why aren't we, like, we're better than you guys.
She was like famous for complaining.
She's famous for being whiny.
Yeah.
And complaining.
That's
and
true.
Nobody watched in the Women's World Cup final. Like, no one watched it. Some people were happy that she missed the penalty kick.
Yeah, she missed the penalty.
She missed
That's
the penalty
right.
kick that lost them the game.
Yeah.
And she laughed it off like, oh, well, it's just a game. Like, I'm more proud of just bringing people aware that women's sports need to get paid as much as men. That's what I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, people hate you because you should be falling to the ground, crying like a real European man.
Yeah, that's true. You can't just whine and just laugh it off. That's so irritating to see an athlete do that.
Yeah, because
that clip went viral. Like, she's famous for all the wrong reasons, that girl.
Yeah, and I think the chickens are coming home to roost because right now it's like switching back to like women being hot again. Like the new it girl in soccer
Victoria's Secret.
The new it girl in soccer right now is Alicia Lehman. And she's a smoking hot blonde girl.
Yep.
She plays for the Swiss team, but she also plays for Aston Villa over in England. And everyone's following her. She has a sexy calendar. And she's hot, talented. She's just as talented as Megan Rapinoe. They actually had the same amount of points this season. 0.
Really?
No, well,
I'm like, why are they getting any money at all? Okay.
I just assumed Megan
I didn't
doesn't
know I didn't know about her at all until you showed me before this episode. But she is really hot, and it's like exciting. It's like it's cool to. I don't know. Remember when everyone was so excited about Michael Phelps in the Olympics? I know he's a man, but like it was because he was winning and everything, and he was the most decorated, but also he did a lot of things. Like I remember that year for the Olympics, they all put out a magazine of all of the naked, like they were all naked. Like, remember?
All the athletes were naked in it.
Yeah. And I mean, they'd cover things strategically or whatever, but it was like to basically be like, hey, look how like, I don't know, hot and fun and
Yeah. And there was a little peek of nipple here or there. It was just like, and everyone bought it.
Mm-hmm. What else are they doing wrong?
Well, how long is this podcast? Well, I think it's just the complaining because everyone wants to cheer for an underdog. Right. So like you can't cheer for someone that's whiny and rude. So like someone like Megan Rapinoe, she's just rude. Yeah. Like there's videos of her like kids asking her to sign an autograph. She's not even looking at them and just rushing them away.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. So it's like David and Goliath. Everyone wants to cheer for David. But because everyone thought David was going to lose. Even David thought he was going to lose a little bit. You know what I mean? Like he had some confidence, but he wasn't cocky. Underdog. He wasn't cocky and or whiny. He wasn't like, oh, giants, they don't deserve to eat as much as people. Like, we all deserve to eat the same amount of food.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't whiny about that. Like, I could beat up any giant. Then no one would cheer for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, that's exactly what happens with these women's sports. It's just like, now we want to see you get crushed like a grape. We want to see you get stomped on because you're just whiny and complaining.
Yeah, like you can't and also it's just like when the actors were complaining and during this like the actors strike. Yeah, you can't complain because you're going to like you have a great ideal job. Like everyone wants that job. So it's like it's a fun job. You can't complain about your salary not being quite high enough. It's like, okay, grind, like get some brand deals on the side. Like the thing is she got those brand deals from complaining.
Yeah.
So like, that's her brand. So like you don't have to keep complaining endlessly. It's like Lizzo getting stuck in her brand, right?
Dude, she took over golf carts. Did you see that video?
Hey, which one?
She took over a golf cart the other day.
Lizzo
took golf cart.
Lizzo did? Oh no! Oh, just by sitting in it?
Yeah, in the back of it.
Oh, why isn't that a meme? Her PR team's really working hard.
Yeah, that's how I found it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That's poetic. That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
You get stuck in like she can't lose weight. Megan Rapinoe can't. Like the brand will fail.
Yeah, she just can't stop complaining.
Yeah, no, Megan Rapinoe she can't stop complaining. She has to find something else. We're paid the same. It's about time we get reparations for our past.
White women need reparations.
White lesbian women. Is the hot new girl gay?
No,
that's like a thing.
But like that's the thing. Well, that's also the thing with Megan Rapinoe. She's like, oh, I'm bringing attention to the LGBTQ. It's just like we don't care that you're lesbians. It's actually our fantasy that fit girls make out. It's just like guys watch because they hope that'll happen. It's just like don't do a bicycle kick, do a scissor kick.
a winning scissor kick would bump up ticket sales.
Yeah, I would. Like, oh man, you see this girl? She just these scissor kicks are incredible.
Maybe they need to add that in the end. Just another, women just always need to be sexualized. That's how you make money.
Well, men too. Men get sexualized as well. So it's like Michael. If you're talking about Michael Phelps, he had all those naked poses with his gold medals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
see?
that's like
it's just like,
accepted by
that's
society.
USA, USA. It's like I'm flossing, I'm naked, and all I'm wearing is these 8 gold medals.
All athletes should be sexualized.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
That's
That
how
is
you
the
get
answer.
treated, just like the men. Go back to being sexualized.
Yeah.
Sexualize the trans ones too.
Yeah, why not?
All of them.
Let it hang out. Let it hang out, or whatever is left. Hang out. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Can I also just say that I'm so over the gay angle?
Of
Like,
what?
just being like, oh, like, come to, like, we're a queer. Like, I feel like that is pushed through Megan, maybe primarily, but I think it's pushed by the whole women's soccer league. Like, they go, like, it's a queer-friendly place. Like, it's like, being queer-friendly is a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, unless, like, in America, like everywhere is a gay friendly place. So, like in America, in North America, we are super gay friendly. So it's like, if you're leading with that, it almost is like, it makes me think it's going to be bad. Like, it reminds me of like greenwashing, like the sustainability angle where it's like, this is sustainable. It's like, okay, well, it's probably bad if that's the first thing you're saying. Like, if you were the first one to do it, like if you were the very first brand to be like, we're the first sustainable, boot, drink, that thingamajig, like we're the first ones to think of a recyclable can, then it's like, oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah.
Lead with that. But at this point, like that needs to be like the 5th thing. Like it's still worth mentioning maybe, but you need to be interesting beyond that. And I feel like it's the same thing for like pushing the whole queer thing. It's like, this is a safe, great place for queer, like it just makes me go like, okay, well that means you have nothing else to lead with. Like that's the bare minimum. That should be like the 5th thing that you mentioned, like, not the first. Like that's not how you promote an event to say
Team? Like,
yeah.
thinking,
I don't know.
Yeah, you're a
I
bunch of
don't
women
get
that
it.
shower together. Yeah, like I hope you're gay.
Like, I mean, I think we know.
Are y'all just beating each other up?
Yeah, just like
Until now? Like, I don't think.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think they need to drop that narrative and then people will actually go because it's like, think of something else to advertise.
Yeah, it's just like we get it. Like everyone's gay friendly. Like no one's like putting anyone down for it.
So if soccer was, to promote anything else, right, as the first leading message, like what would female soccer promote?
Well, just try to be good. Just get the most talented players. Like we had that thing in like during the World Cup in Canada. We're the most guilty of that, the gay friendly part, where it's just like usually in the men's World Cup, they'll do previews of teams where it's like this team has the best striker, they have really good defense, but they're weak on the midfield. But with Canada, they promoted, we have the first non-binary player in the World Cup. And they just talked about how the coach was very like loving and friendly to her, but the coach was also like a no nonsense looking lesbian. So of course she's gonna be like, she might as well be non-binary herself.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is like a puff piece, but it's just like, I'm not informed of the sport that's being played.
I think it's like, I think
So if
it gets clicks.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it gets clicks. So it does work to post those things. But again, I think it's going to get less and less clicks. I don't think that strategy works anymore because it's like, there have been so many like trans athletes that have gotten the controversy in the news, and like that whole thing, like it'll still get rage clicks, but that's not going to sell tickets, like, I don't know, like you might, I mean, all press is good press in a way. Like if Fox News is talking about it, if like all these people are talking about it from a positive perspective and a negative perspective, and they're just like debating over it, you are going to get PR. So it does work, but I don't know if that necessarily trickles into like people that are loyal fans, because they're more like angry and excited and talking and discussing about the ideology more than like wanting to buy a ticket and show up to the event and have a good time. Like they need to start switching to like what is great about watching, like you said, like highlighting their actual skill.
So you look like you're informed on what you're watching, because nobody watches female sports. So talk about like what I'm watching, like who's going to be good. And I think right now it's harder for hot girls to also be talented more than ever in time.
Why?
Well, because like right now, if you're just hot, you can just be hot and make a living on the internet. Like before, if you were hot, you had to be walking through a mall and some creepy guy would discover you and like give you his card. Like those are always the stories you hear about.
Go to a warehouse, get assaulted.
Yeah. Well, those
work through it.
But those are stories you'd hear about models where it's
Learn
just
to
like,
avoid it.
I was just walking through a mall and like I got discovered. And those are the good stories. There's a lot of bad stories like that you just don't hear about where it's just like I was walking through a mall and all of a sudden I'm on Epstein's Island.
Yeah, there's gatekeeping.
There's gatekeeping. But now it's just like if you're just hot, you just put on an outfit and then you can just go on Instagram. You don't need that. So it's like to be hot
Instagram
and
model.
focus on a skill. Not that I'm shitting on Instagram models. It's just like, yeah, if you can do it, do it. You can make a living.
Sure.
Why wouldn't you? Like you only have a short period of time, like an athlete. Like you might as well just go in on it.
Sure.
But if you can do both,
Yeah.
if you can be really good looking and talented at something, and but you don't even have to be like Michelle Rapinoe has to know a skill. Like she's like,
Yeah.
like you know, it's just like you have to have a skill in order to be productive in society.
Yeah.
But this person can just make a living, but just being hot. But these talented, these soccer players, it's like now more than ever. It's just like because you're getting so much attention thrown at you, like from everywhere. And you don't have to be talented.
Yeah. But we just watched a recent thing about the women's soccer team versus the retired male soccer team, and the men dominated.
Oh yeah.
We also watched Battle of the Sexes like years ago with Steve Carell. I mean, obviously that's not he's playing whoever it was in real life. I can't remember his name. Emma Stone and Steve Carell, and they and he won as well, right? So I mean, that is something that women have to overcome. Like, how can they kind of make it exciting that in their own right? Like, I mean, like basketball, I know that's not soccer, but basketball is like, it is exciting to see like dunks and stuff. And in women's, they can't. So like,
well, that's also gatekeeping because the one girl that was able to dunk, she was the one girl that was able to dunk, and she retired. And she was doing the panel on TNT with Shaq and like Charles Barkley, and Shaq is like, they need to lower the rim so girls can dunk.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, if I could do it, then they should be able to do it.
she
So,
stopped that
yeah,
from happening.
she's gatekeeping.
Oh, that's so annoying because that would actually make it so much more fun.
Yeah, especially when they put it's funny because they put a woman on the video game, the N2 whatever the NBA video game is, and like usually it's a guy dunking.
Yeah.
But because they can't dunk, it's just a girl doing a layup.
Yeah, it's so lame. She should. That sucks that she did that because she still would be the best dunker, even if it was lowered.
Yeah.
That's so frustrating. So now that they've passed that, like that's done. Like they also changed the net, the goal of or the net for hockey recently. You know, like they add new
Well, they had like
rules all
little
the
rules.
time, and they change things and update things over time. I feel like hopefully they can run that one again. If not, trampoline.
A trampoline,
Right?
yeah.
There's a side trampoline.
Hey.
Make it exciting.
Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla had a segment on their band show called "Girls on Trampolines," so it was their,
Would work well.
It worked well.
Yeah, trampolines. And then do women's leagues have things like cheerleaders?
I don't know because nobody goes. Like, how am I supposed to know?
Because if you have a bunch of male cheerleaders, that could be fun, or female, or mixed. But I don't know. Those add so much to a live game. They
It's
really
true.
do. And I'm not going there being like, oh my god, they're so hot. I'm just more like they bring up the spirit.
Yeah.
And they're fun to watch. Like that's another.
Yeah, it's eye candy.
Yeah. Yeah. But but generally speaking, if they don't do the trampoline, they need to like add more things maybe they just need to add more things to women for women's sports just to make it more fun because they'll never like beat the men. Like the appeal of the men is that they're going to be like surpassing expectations and like they're like the top athletes in the world.
In the world, exactly. That's a good point. In the world. So
they
it's
can
just,
never have that. So maybe they just need more pyrotechnics. Like
yeah,
what do we
get some
do?
pyrotechnics, make it a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing because the thing is,
Glitter?
there's 6 billion people on planet Earth,
yeah.
and there's one LeBron James. So let's say LeBron James is the best player in the world. So out of 6 billion people, this one guy does it better than 6 billion people, and that's why people go to see it.
Yeah.
Because he's a draw. He's the best. But it's just
pretty
like
amazing to see.
when you
I
say,
saw
"Oh,
one.
this is just the best woman at this," then people will go see that. That's like with female tennis.
Yeah.
People go
That's
see it.
true. Like people, even though men are technically more skilled at something like figure skating, women do tend to be the ones that people watch.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the
or that
outfits.
you think about.
Yeah.
And support. So there are ways to still make it interesting without it.
Yeah. Well, same with like female tennis. Like they have the outfits and they also do the grunting. They're like,
Yeah. The guys do that too.
girls need to do that in basketball when they do layups.
Yeah. Add some moaning with every kick.
Yeah. Every kick.
That's so true. Oh my god. So with the women being paid less, like there's also that I think of that woman who was a boxer or a fighter. What was her name? And she was like, hey, she made a great point. She made it very clear. So 'cause a lot of people don't understand why wouldn't they be able to be paid the same?
Right.
But it is.
It was
ticket
Ronda
sales.
Rousey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ronda
that was before all
Rousey.
this stuff came out. When Ronda
Yeah.
Rousey was in her prime. But Dana White was asked, hey, why is Ronda Rousey the main event of the pay-per-view? And he's like, well, because everyone wants to see her. She's
Yeah.
the draw.
And she sells
Everyone,
the most tickets.
She sells the most tickets.
So
Everyone's
she actually
paying
got
to see
paid
her.
the most.
Yeah.
So that's it, and she's not like the best.
And every one of those guys could
Compared
beat
to
the
guys.
shit
Yeah.
out of her.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what they have to do. So
Be talented and hot.
be talented, hot, wear cool outfits, build your Instagram account, maybe add pyrotechnics
And branding.
and branding.
Branding. Everyone wants an underdog story.
Say anything but charity stuff like, oh, gay people are welcome here.
Yeah.
Right?
'Cause-
Avoid anything but that. Like, make it anything interesting otherwise. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say.
No, I think that's basically it. Where it's just like, it's like you see it in every sport where it's just like the two guys can be, like in sports, like two guys could be equally talented, but the guy who's better looking is always more famous. Like we even have
Yeah.
that in hockey. Like for us, the generational talents were Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Both generational talents, but
Yeah.
Crosby is more popular because Alex Ovechkin
hotter.
is a toothless Russian
Yeah.
who looks like a stoner Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Whereas Sidney Crosby looks like a handsome, less Jewish looking Andy Samberg.
That's true.
And I can say that because I'm half pro-Palestine.
Oh my God. Jesus. Andy Samberg is hot. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll say it.
That's why Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. And Sidney Crosby's hot too.
Yeah.
So is David Beckham.
Yes.
And they got it. And they're going to have. And then also marry a star,
Marry a star.
right? Travis Kelce is
Also,
doing the right thing.
he's good looking too.
Right?
Yeah.
With Taylor Swift. So it's like if Megan Rapinoe really wanted to secure her top position, she would not whine as much. She would be fun.
Yeah.
She would be famous for being good. She would
Yeah.
actually be good at the sport. Be good at the sport.
Yeah.
Be attractive. And then she would
Be in a power
marry
couple.
some really cool lesbian.
Yeah. Being a power couple with a man. Or a woman.
Or a woman.
Or a woman.
Nail down a celebrity
Yeah.
in another field, an actor.
Yeah.
Or a singer. Right? A singer. Because Victoria Beckham's a singer. So singers seem to work. David Beckham's probably the richest athlete. What about Shaq? Who did he end up with?
Shaq is married.
Yeah, but who did he end up with?
I think just
No
a
one
civilian.
famous? Oh my God. That's why he's irrelevant, guys.
I still I don't know. If he's
You
relevant.
gotta get a singer.
You gotta get a
Anyway.
singer.
He's a general, man.
Huh?
He what?
He's a general. Shaq is a general and Papa John's.
Oh.
Yeah. He's very rich.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
he's a cop.
He's chilling.
Multi-investor. And then be known for investments too.
Be known for investments. Do so like women. Come on, like be better with your money. No, I'm joking.
Sell tickets.
Stop spending it on purple hair dye.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right.
All right, well,
I
That's
think
it.
we solved it.
Be hot.
Tune in next week.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.